Yo, 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 what's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's going on, everybody? Yeah, yeah. So this here is an open panel. And I would like to say this in reference to my prior video called If Black Manosphere Never Existed, Then Why Were You Talking About It? And you guys know that that video was a response that I made to Resh the Bad Guy. Now, I want to make something clear in reference to that video. All right. Big J Triple X did not have any puppet strings behind my back and got me to go at Reg the Bad Guy. I went at Reg the Bad Guy on my own accord. All right. Just in case if anybody believed that for some reason that Big J Triple X was behind me getting at Reg the Bad Guy. Nah. No. Reg the Bad Guy made the decision on his own to make up lies about Black Manosphere 1.0, and I made the decision on my own to respond to him. Nobody have a battery on my back to tell me what to do. Not. I am my own man. All right? I am my own man. Big J Triple X is his own man, and he has his own personal gripes with Reg the Bad Guy, and I am my own man. So when I respond to somebody, I do that on my own accord. Nobody control this man here. So I just want to let that be known. I want to let it be known. But anyhow, okay. On another note, I made a video yesterday about R. Kelly and him being found guilty on all counts of racketeering and sex trafficking. And it was up on YouTube, but I took it down and I put it up on rumble.com. You know, because I have a channel on Rumble. So hold on, let me show you guys on. Well, let me give you guys the link to the video just in case if you guys haven't seen the video I did on R. Kelly's verdict. All right, let me give you guys the link to that. It's on, yeah, because it's now on rumble.com. I took it down from YouTube. All right. Yeah, that's the link to the video on rumble.com. I'll put it in the chat. So yeah. Once again to because somebody is saying that the response that I made to Reg the Bad Guy is somehow a Big J Triple X video. Nah. That's not it at all. It's a wacky word of OTV decided to respond to Reg the Bad Guy video because Reg the Bad Guy fucked up when he made up all these lies about the 1.0 generation of the so-called Black Manosphere. All right. But and I want to let this be known. A lot of times when I speak about members of Black Manosphere 1.0, a lot of times I forget to mention the females who were also the founders of 1.0, which are Statuesque One, Humble Queen, and Nubian Queen. And when I mean Nubian Queen, I'm not talking about fly Nubian Queen. It was another sister named Nubian Queen that was one of the original founders of the 1.0 generation of the Black Manosphere. Yeah. So You guys don't forget this. Don't forget the history of this space. This space did not start in 2016. It started in 2008. The only thing is, in 2016, the label called Black Manosphere was given to this space. You know, this space existed before the actual labeling of this space. All right. And the ones that was around prior to the labeling of this space are considered the 1.0 generation of the so-called Black Manosphere. So, like I said before, anyone else that tells you something contrary to that, they're full of shit. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That's why when it comes to the history of the space, it's imperative that you guys come and speak to the people that was there from the very beginning. Like people like myself, people like Solon Black, people like Mike V of the Black Brain Trust, people like Sir Yahoo, people like Sergeant Willie Pete. You can speak to him. And I think Statuesque One is still around. She's on Facebook. And even Big J Triple X. Although Big J Triple X, like I said before, was never a member of the so-called Black Manosphere. He was a member of the mainstream Manosphere, but he observed and witnessed the so-called Black Manosphere from its conception. Therefore, he is a good source to tell you the history of the so-called Black Manosphere. You know, and all you Johnny come lately ass niggas that was not around during the 1.0 era, you need to stop speaking about what happened at a time that you guys did not witness. In other words, shut the fuck up. All right? And another good source when it comes to the earlier or the first generation of the so-called Black Manosphere that you could rely on is a man by the name of Nagona 11. You know, Nagona 11, of course, a lot of you people in this space are aware of him. You know, he's not a content creator. He's a member of the viewing audience, but he comes up and pops up on people's live stream, and he was around that time, so he can testify to what was going on at that time. A lot of you Johnny come lately motherfuckers, you guys don't know what happened. You guys don't know what happened. So why are you guys speaking on what happened in the early days of this space when you guys was not around to witness it? I don't get that. But on some other shit. Oh, you know, I would like to give. Oh damn! Hold on. Yankees just scored. Oh shit! Yankees just scored. All right. Yeah, because while I'm speaking to y'all, what's going on, Aegon? While I'm speaking to y'all, I'm paying attention to this baseball game. Yankees versus the Toronto Blue Jays. You know, it's a must win for the New York Yankees. Okay. Yankees is down by 2 points, 5-3. Okay. But okay, back to what I was talking about. I would like to give a belated rest in power to actors Michael K. Williams and AJ Johnson. You know, I didn't get a chance to give my respects to them, but I'd like to give a special rest in power to them. Michael K. Williams, who's a brilliant actor, and AJ Johnson, also known as Anthony Johnson, a brilliant comedian. You know, rest in peace to these brothers who passed away. Yeah. What's going on, Tampa Supreme? What's up? What's up? So shout outs to them. Or rest in power to them, and my condolences to their families. You know, it's alleged that Michael K. Williams died of a drug overdose. And man, let me tell you something, man. Listen. I mean, it's 2021, and brothers need to lay off these damn drugs, man. You know, I've said this in prior videos that it's amazing how. Well, it's not amazing. I'm just being I'm being facetious when I say this, but it's just surprising how a lot of so-called black males are just dropping dead in their 40s and 50s, man. A lot of so-called black males are dropping dead in their 40s and 50s, and a lot of that is due to us not taking care of ourselves. A lot of us are high on. A lot of brothers are high on drugs. A lot of brothers are not eating healthy. We as so-called black males, we have to take our health more seriously because a lot of so-called black males are just dropping dead in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. That is, yeah, that's not good, man. Exactly, Agon. Exactly, Agon. When it comes to drugs, if you don't get off of that shit, you will always lose at the end, man. You will always lose at the end. Cocaine, prescription medication, heroin, all that other shit. Yeah, alcohol. If you drink too much of it, yeah, you lose at the end. If you drink too much of it, if you drink it, if you consume alcohol beverages on a controlled basis, like occasionally, that's one thing. But if you out here drinking alcohol all the damn time, nah. You're gonna eventually, if you don't stop, common sense, you'll eventually end up dropping dead. Yes, stress is a big killer. Stress is a big killer, especially a big killer of so-called black males. I mean, I've read studies how stress can actually eventually end up having people grow tumors within their body. Yeah, stress, man. I mean, stress is not. Listen, stress. I'm not saying that stress is avoidable, but you can do things to reduce the amount of stress that you get. Because you in this society, we're going to face stress one way or another, but it's all about reducing our level of stress. You know, and a lot of that have to do with staying away from certain people that we hang around with. You know, a lot of times we have to let go of our relationships that we have with the opposite sex because they cause too much stress. We gotta stop hanging around friends that we've been so close to for a long time because of stress. Because a lot of times, right, what I see is that other people could bring stress inside of your life. And if you guys are around other people that bring stress into your life, you got to get the fuck away from them. Because they'll fuck up your health. Because at the end of the day, you know, only you can look out for your own health. Now, we got to stay, you know, so we have to be real careful when it comes to who we decide to associate with. Yes, Agon. Yes, balance is a very underrated word. It's extremely underrated. You got to have balance in life, and life is balance. And life is freaking balance. Juan G's, what's going on? Juan G's, what's going on? Okay, that's 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth. Okay. Okay, Yankees is still trailing the game 5-3. Okay. Yeah. But man, yo. Yeah. But man, listen. My whole intent, and I've stated this before and I will state this again, that my whole intent when it comes to me bringing out the history of the so-called Black manosphere is to, one, educate you guys on the history of the online community that a lot of you guys are associated with, because you guys deserve to be given the truth. And another reason why I give out the history of this space is for so you guys can learn from the good things and the bad things that happened within the history of this space, for so we can actually make this space a better online environment for younger Black males to come to. That's it. That's it, really. And whether or not you guys learn from these things, whether or not you guys do that, that's up to y'all. But that's my intent in bringing out the history of this space. So please do not let the education or the education that you're receiving on the history of this space go to waste. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. And I've brought out these names before, and I'm going to bring it out again. Hold on for me. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll be right back. Excuse me. Yeah, what's going on, sir, with Yahoo? What's going on? Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Yes, history does matter. Yes, history matters. What did Aegon say? Aegon said the first Karate Kid exemplified that. Too much of anything, you will lose yourself. Exactly. Too much of anything, you'll lose yourself. So that's why it's imperative to have balance in your life. You can't have too much of anything. You have to, life is all about balance. But yes, Aegon, history matters. History matters. All right. And it's funny how you have a lot of these individuals that want to bring this revisionist history to the so-called Black manosphere. Nah, man. Nah. I'm not going to let that happen. So, and I keep saying this before, and I will say this again. How the so-called Black manosphere started as a space was in 2008 when Black male content creators defended a content creator by the name of Temple Christian, whose channel was named Girl Talk TV. Because that channel, that YouTube channel at that time in 2008, Girl Talk TV, it no longer exists. So if you guys try and look for it, you won't find it. It no longer exists. But in 2008, it exists, and it was a very popular YouTube channel, especially among females. What's up, Pastor $40? What's going on? Especially, it was a popular channel, especially amongst females, because Temple Christian, his channel Girl Talk TV, he was talking about dating and all this other nonsense. Basically, he was teaching females the male point of view and what males thinks when it comes to relationships and dating. So he was giving females the male point of view. Basically, he was trying to give females an understanding of how males think and how males perceive things whenever in certain situations, as when they're in relationships or marriages with females. So one of his subscribers, now he's a so-called black male. Now one of his subscribers, I guess, gave him a personal message, because at that time on YouTube, you can personally send a personal message to someone. So you didn't need to have anybody's email address. You could send personal message to somebody. So at that time, one of his subscribers personally messaged him and asked him, why do black men date women of other races? So Temple Christian, he made a 3-part video to this. So, and in the first part of his response video to that email, he stated that the number one reason why so-called black men date women of other races is because a lot of them cannot stand the bad attitude of a lot of so-called black females. Now, of course, that's not the only reason why black men date women of other races, but he explained that as one of the reasons. And there is a level of truth to that, although I cannot say that's the reason why every so-called black males date interracially, but there is a level of truth to that. But Temple Christian's black female subscribers did not want to believe that. So they responded to him in bulk at that time. Boy, he was being attacked from all corners, where you had a lot of so-called black females responding to him, stating that what he's saying is not true. It's a lie. Black females do not have bad attitudes. And what he's saying is a bunch of nonsense. He's lying. He's this, or I'm unsubscribing. Or and they was basically dragging him through the mud, throwing him underneath the bus. This is his subscriber base. Once he said that, a lot of his black female subscriber base turned on him and was attacking him. So guess what? A lot of black male content creators, one of them was me, responded by defending Temple Christian and by stating that what Temple Christian was saying has a level of truth to it. A lot of you so-called black females do mistreat black males when you are in relationships and or marriages with them. And some black males are eventually led to just leave black females alone and date females of other races as a result of facing a lot of mistreatment from females of their own race. Now, once again, that is not the one and only unanimous reason why black males date females of other races. But once again, that there's some truth to that reasoning. So that's how the so-called black manosphere as we know it started. It started by us, the black male content creators at that time, defending Temple Christian of Girl Talk TV. And from then on, the same black males who defended Temple Christian got deeper and deeper in speaking about the black male female dynamics. And then we got deeper and started talking about the socio-economic and political position of black males. So the conversation got deeper and deeper. And a lot of the talking points that you hear that these 2.0 niggas talk about, they got it from us, the 1.0 generation. And I'm going to keep saying it. That's how the first generation of the so-called black manosphere began. It did not It did not come from the first so-called black manosphere did not come from the Caucasian manosphere. No, we was not an offshoot of the Caucasian manosphere. No, 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 no. The very first generation of the so-called black manosphere started organically and independently. And it was started by pro-blacks. I have to keep emphasizing that. The so-called black manosphere 1.0 was started by black males who were pro-black. All right? We pro-black. And when we spoke about the so-called black male and female dynamics, we spoke about it as just one layer of the overall systemic treatment that so-called black males receive in society. All right. So I have the link to the panel in the chat just in case if you guys want to come on the panel. We was not sitting there angry and upset at females turning us down, supposedly, okay? At that time, during the 1.0 generation, so-called black males was not making videos being angry at so-called black females supposedly not finding them attractive. No, 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 no. We didn't care about that. We spoke about the mistreatment when black females do get in relationships and or marriages with black males. So when we spoke about the black male female dynamic, we spoke about the mistreatment that black males receive from so-called black females. We didn't give a fuck about if some so-called black nerd, he's a nerd, he gets straight A's in school, he's super smart, and because he doesn't look a certain way, black females don't find him attractive. We didn't complain about that shit because that's not what mattered. What mattered was how so-called black males and females see each other, how they perceive each other to be. Because the negative perceptions that both sexes have of each other further destroys, it further causes further division within Black America. So when we spoke about the black male and female dynamic at that time, we spoke about it from that perspective. Niggas was not sitting there crying over some groupie like Brittany Renner. What the fuck? We did not even make groupies relevant. Are you kidding me? During the 1.0 generation, a broad like Brittany Renner would have never been relevant. And never was relevant. No, fuck that. Never would have been relevant. During the 1.0 era, we never made hoes relevant at all. So now it surprises me how in this 2.0 generation, what's up, Blaze? What's going on, Blaze and Stampede? So what surprises me is that during this 2.0 generation, you got motherfuckers making videos talking about a fucking whore by the name of Brittany Renner. What type of shit is that? Why the hell are you making whores relevant? I never knew that Brittany Renner was married to a professional basketball player until the so-called Black Mansfield was talking about it. That's how insignificant she is in my life. And when she got a divorce from this professional basketball player that I think he plays for the Charlotte Hornets, PJ Washington, I think that's his name, PJ Washington. You know, my perspective on this was that, okay, this is what happens when you marry a whore. I mean, Too Short, shout out to rapper Too Short. He said it a long time ago. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. And when this PJ Washington, when he was dumb enough to marry and have a child with this broad, he tried to turn a hoe into a housewife. And he learned his lesson. That's my take on it. But when I seen other people's videos of this shit, while other members of the Black Manosphere, when they spoke about Brittany Renner having a divorce or divorcing from PJ Washington or breaking up with him or I don't know, what have you, a lot of people was trying to make it seem as if it's some, I don't know, it seemed like a lot of people was just, how could I say this? It seems like a lot of the males, when they was talking about it, how they was just pandering. They was pandering to females. They was trying to say, that's what it seems like to me, in my opinion. You know, I saw even one video when someone was speaking about this situation and was utilizing this situation to say, you see, men do want to be married. Men do want to get married. Men do want to get married. And I'm sitting and watching the video. I'm like, okay, yes, men do want to get married, but nobody should desire to marry a whore. I mean, I don't know. There's this shit. I don't know. This shit isn't. That shit shouldn't even be news in the manosphere anyway. You know. What's going on, Agon? What's up?
What up, Wag? You hear any feedback? You hear any feedback?
Nah, I don't hear any feedback. No.
Okay, because you're coming through my speakers. Okay. Yeah. Yo, thanks for that last stream you had with K-Soul and Black. I was really in a complex. That was really a good stream. I was just
No
really
doubt.
sitting up and listening to y'all talking about 1.0, and I could just hear it in K-Soul and Black's voice that basically is like 80% of the things that was happening. No, like 90% was already mapped out what to do. You know, Zero always talk about this shit all the time, but hearing it from somebody that was another person that was actually there, it was like, damn. He's like, and then even came back to like what the shit MOT talking about. Like he said, you got to get into politics. If you don't, you just gonna hear complaining all the fucking time.
Exactly.
And then just see them a whole bunch of cats come through, just try to bastardize this shit. That's like, and you were then a lot of them cats was there watching. That's disrespectful on another level. You know, that's just really disrespectful. You know, knowing that basically people put their stories, their times, they effort out there to try to help people, and then you try to take that shit and then capitalize off of it, but then make it seem like you have good intention and shit like that. That's another type of I won't say evil, but like type of people that you really can't trust in real life. You know, they trying to make it really bad. Like you telling me you can't gain no type of skills that'll make your life comfortable in this country we live in, but you got to throw niggas under the bus. You got to do that shit. Like,
right. You got to realize that these niggas are very dishonorable. They have no honor. They have none. You know,
yeah.
A lot of these individuals in especially in the 2.0 generation, they're about themselves, and that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, like R Jizzle said, "What's up to R Jizzle?" 2.0 was all about the bag. You know, and if you want to, if a person want to be about the bag, that's fine. But don't sit there and trying to create this revisionist history and try to lie and take credit for what other people started. You know what I'm saying? and if you want to get the bag, then don't come on the space.
Yeah. And then the craziest thing, we live at a time now where basically lies fall apart right in front of our eyes, man. Like I always talk about basically how back in like when we was younger, like when there was no internet, man, you could lie for 10, 15 years before you find out some shit that wasn't true. And now it's like that shit fall apart right in front of your face and people still hopping on board. Like, "Yeah, you know you're gonna look worse at the end of this because they it's like cause because the thing is that even though shit is mad feminized, men still got like a certain type of level of basically if you lie to me, I'm gonna watch the way I talk to you because if I lose credibility, we can't fuck with each other for the rest for no more time. Like that shit is over. We can't fuck with each other. But with women, it's like women can say all types of dumb shit, and guys like, oh, that's just, like in our minds, like, oh, that's just a bitch, and we just listen to it over and over again, and it end up manipulating us and whatnot. And then you just like, okay, well, that's a bitch. I'm gonna keep her away. But then guys, they really took on this persona of being bitches, where basically they willing to listen to a dude and take him seriously, let him lie, then forget about it later and then come back to him and say shit. It's like what the fuck? Like, no, you a clown, you stay a clown.
Right. Right. Yeah. You clown, you stay a clown. And it's like, you know what it is? Like you said, they take on this bitch persona where a lot of these males come on here to feel good. They come on here to feel good. And the thing is that a lot of these content creators in the black manosphere of today, they engage in the trauma bonding with a lot of the viewing audience, and that make the audience feel good. The audience love the trauma bond and love to sit there and put their anger out on the female because of personal situations that happen with them and you know their past relationships with females. So it's one of this trauma bonding thing, and it's like no, 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 no. You know, and when someone comes out and critiques that, you have people who know that these content creators are lying, witness them lie, but because the trauma bond that they have with these content creators make them feel good, they're always going to defend that content creator, even though it's obvious that that creator is lying and being inconsistent. You know, but you know, people like you and I, we don't play that shit. A lie is a liar.
What I peeped is that like majority of men, like they don't want shit to change. They just don't want to be disrespected openly. And even that's starting to change, you know? Like cats know it's a fucking problem. They knew it. Like, cause just think about like the boomers and shit. It was basically like on some shit where basically, I come from my perspective where when women used to act out, and then I used to say something about it, like girls or whatnot. My dad be like, "Yo, what you doing?" I'd be like, cause I didn't stay with my dad and whatnot. Like he'd be around him like here and there. I'm like, "Yo, she just did this," and he'll be like, "Yo, that's what women do." And I'm thinking like, okay, that's what women do, but then where's the checks and balances at? How come nobody checking her about that shit? It's like she do her, you do you, and it's like, what the fuck? And then I noticed that basically majority of men didn't like it, but they would like chalk it up. They would just chalk it up, and then it would still never be a check on it. And then when the more brazen it gets, then guys will say something about it, but to the smallest extent of basically trying to stop it. Like they don't want to just stop it; they just don't want to get bothered with it. Like basically, it's like kind of like a bully. They just keep fucking with you until you have to do something with it. But if you don't make that bully like your ultimate enemy, like basically, I'm gonna try to kill you to get you off me. They not gonna chill. They're just gonna keep coming back. And most of these guys, they just want to be left the fuck alone. They just don't want to be bothered. Just like they say, I just don't want to be disrespected openly. I'm tired of hearing about this stuff in the media where basically you making me look bad and shit like that. But I'm cool. I'm still cool being disrespected though. But it's just not openly. It's not openly. So
Right, right, right. It's like that. I will agree to that, but also what I would add on to it is that a lot of brothers just want to be accepted by this toxic group of females. That's really what it is, man. They want
yeah,
this toxic group of females to accept them and spread their legs to them. That's really what it is, man. You know, it's really this pandering show. But
Yeah.
I see Bronzebird is in the building. So
What up, bro?
yeah, what up, Bronzebird? So what's your 2 cents on this? Yeah.
Um, I just want to say it hurts a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because the strags hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? I suffer every day because you know I get treated like shit. You know what I'm saying? They say niggas ain't shit, so I got my feelings hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the same. So I might have to go into the manosphere and get my shit off and express my red pill rage because I notice there's a lot of niggas that think just like me. So I feel at home now. Yo, yo. So
Yeah.
I mean, I was hearing what y'all was saying, but it's just like, yo, it's perfect. I mean, it's understandable, right? Because it's just like, it comes to a point I just don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like my whole entire thing is if women is just gonna carry on with the same old shit all day long, my solution is simple. Every time I start to notice on these panels or in real life, they'll do the same thing. These niggas is broke, y'all dusties, y'all this and y'all that. And I said, why are you still talking about us then if you don't care and we ain't nothing to you? This is where you catch them at. And this is why I start to smile now because I know they talking bullshit. And so I sit back and I be like, yeah, you talking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I bird shit on you, and you just sit up there saying the same nonsense all the time. But you men want to sit up there and make negotiations with women who's obviously tearing you down as a man. I don't understand. I don't even understand why y'all waste y'all time in 2 hours conversations thinking that these women is gonna change for the community. It's not gonna work, fam. God damn.
Yeah, when I noticed that basically, because it's all over bitches, and the thing is, when I noticed that basically dudes who got the women that they wanted, even when I was younger, like these dudes got hoes, even they bitches would do some wild shit. They'll fuck with niggas that basically are beneath they dudes. I was like, nobody wins out of this shit. Nobody fucking wins. Like the cat walking around is fine. Like they get all the hoes and shit. His hoe gonna go left. Your hoe gonna go left. Like it don't fucking matter. It don't fucking matter. Like you fighting for something that you really don't really want at the end of the day. You're gonna end up becoming a slave anyway.
It's like, okay, the type of females that exist in so-called Black America, like I've stated in prior videos, are females who have been heavily socially engineered to go against black males. They have been heavily socially engineered to believe that anything patriarchal is a form of oppression to them. Therefore, they must resist at all costs. They've been heavily socially engineered that their male counterpart is beneath them and ain't shit. And they've been socially engineered to mistreat these types of their male female counterpart. Excuse me, their male counterpart. So, so the thing is that there's no winning when you're trying to negotiate with these types of females who have been socially engineered heavily. The thing is, I've been saying with these females, it's up to them to decide. It's up to them to decide to break away from the social engineering that they've been given for the past 50 odd years, and only they can do that. Us as so-called black males, our job is to stay the hell away from these socially engineered females because are in heavy mind control. So when you got brothers in this space trying to negotiate or trying to get in between the legs of these mind control ass broads, to me, I look at that as a sickness. They're sick in the head.
Right.
You already know the consequences that would result in being with these females, but you still want to be with these females anyway. I don't get it, man. What you got to say, Aegon?
Oh, my fault.
Or Bronzebird? Oh, go ahead. Any one of y'all.
Well,
Raj, you got
my
it.
thing about it is that I mean it just seems like a desperation attempt. As much as they say, well, you see what you're doing, and it's like, well, I mean, duh, that's why they're doing it. So I mean, how far are you gonna go and sit up there saying, but what you're doing is wrong? I mean, they know that. That's why they're continuously doing the behavior, and y'all are sitting up there trying to point it out when something is obvious, right? So my whole entire thing is just like, how far are y'all gonna go with this? Especially, I see certain cats that want to sit up there and bring up these, especially here on YouTube. I'll see men that sit up there and have all these streams about women that sit up there and talk trash about us so-called black men, and then sit up there and say how Brad is better, which is nothing more but a smokescreen of putting the so-called white man up. And it's kind of like, well, whatever, I don't care. Because they fail to realize a good amount of us, the so-called black men, are not offended by a so-called white man. Like, we're really not. So you have nothing to prove when you do that. But I mean, like, if you want to be with a Brad or you want to be with a so-called white man, do your thing. I'm not going to shame you for it. Do you? But this is a thing. This is a thing that starts to become really aggravating, right? These dudes will make these streams, and they'll be in the streams. They be like, yeah, because y'all black women, it disgusts me, and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 and then sit up there and try to say, well, because if I get this white woman and this Latina woman, all this goddamn pandering to these other nations, and I just be sitting there like, for what? Both of y'all sound stupid. Why don't y'all date whoever y'all feel like dating, and don't mention our nations no more? Now, if you just an undercover so-called black person that pro-blackity black, dudes of this, that, and the third, just fucking say that shit. Don't deny it. Don't sit up there and say, nah, because I don't care about the sisters, but I care about the sisters. They got to be, quote unquote, feminine. You understand what I'm saying? That's whack. All you got to do is find one woman who's in your. I always say this. It's about the tribe mindset, or a person who thinks alike. Find someone who thinks like you. My thing is, I ain't got problems with sisters and stuff like that. I still date them. But my thing about it is, at the end of the day, I just don't want Keisha. I want Kiana. I say that all the time. And you can find a Kiana. So Keisha is not even in my radar. Y'all want to sit up there and keep mentioning that Keisha is wrong. We know Keisha is wrong. So don't date Keisha. Don't deal with Keisha. Don't even smash Keisha. Because she's going to find some type of power on getting your dick. Don't even worry about her. Don't be concerned with her. She's a waste of time.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'll just be short. I'll just be short. And the thing is with Keisha is that if you keep fucking Keisha, that the thing is Keisha will always have an incentive to act like a Keisha. Because it's like, keep fucking Keisha, then you're only enabling Keisha's bad behavior. But I'm done with that. Go ahead, Aegon.
What I'll say is that majority of these women either are Keisha or or they look up to Keisha. So the thing is that men like women. That's a good thing. Just got to protect ourselves, And I was like, want to have a good time, want to fuck bitches and shit like that, but just don't. I mean, like, the rage is normal, because when you first get the information and shit like that, but to go on for years and to be complaining about how wild he is, the shit that gets me, like, you already know what it is. The shit that gets me is that when I find out how people already knew before I knew, you know what I'm saying? Or basically how the girls that say they aren't like that. Now that's past now. Before I used to be like, damn, like how come it's not like when black men come at, like, say, like, black men will check other black men for the sake of women, but women don't check the sake of women for men, or they do it with kid gloves on. And they used to really blow me, but I'm getting used to that, to the point where basically you walk away, fuck these bitches, shut the fuck up, and try to change the laws, or do all three. But it's like, or do two out of three and shit like that. But like, yeah, man, and let the history stand where it is, Where basically it already had a main objective, a main goal. Guys gonna come in, they not gonna know, they're gonna be angry, and then they get over that anger, and then you move on, you try to make a better life for yourself. But to try to capitalize off that shit, or to stay in that anger mode with these chicks, you proving that you still love them, Like, you proving that you still love them. You gotta let go. Like, you have to let go. It's
Yeah,
gonna control you, because, like, you a man, you want to have sex, and this country has made it so it's hard as shit to deal with the women. They think they're just like you. They think they better than you, and you're not gonna fucking win. Even if you get the girl you want, you're not gonna win because she thinks she's better than you. Like, a woman thinking that she's equal to you is a fucking problem, because she's not. It's gonna be a
See,
fucking headache.
the thing is that the key is for a lot of these males is that they must have a level of they have to be morally grounded. They have to have a value system because they have to have a level of what I'll say a moral compass, and I see that's what's missing from a lot of these males in the modern day so-called black manosphere. They're missing a moral compass, and because of that, they don't have the discipline and wisdom to understand that they're better off being single than to be with a toxic female. Now, of course, naturally, like Aegon just implied, that naturally, as a male, as a heterosexual male, of course, you desire to be with a female counterpart. But the thing is that if you have a moral compass and a level of moral values, that of course you'll know what it takes to actually be disciplined enough to be picky when it comes to choosing the right type of female for you. All right. And I see that a lot of these males on here that come with the so-called red pill raging, they're missing a moral compass. Thus, they're missing a level of discipline and a level of wisdom and a level of maturity when it comes to how to operate on this earth. And of course, dealing with the opposite sex. You know, but yeah, but what I would like to say is Blaze. I think this is Blaze who cash at me. Thank you for your cash at, Blaze. And you know, what's up to you guys? King of Lions Z45 in the chat. I see you. What's up, Stoic One? I see you. Sexy Red 38. I see you. What's up? What's going on? Jersey Hammer. I see you. What's going on? Yeah, but so Bronzeboro, what's your stink on it? What's up?
I mean, I agree with what you brothers are saying. I just think that the problem now in society is just that it's becoming too toxic on both sides. My thing about it is like when you hear these men, I just can't help it. It's just like their conversations is just remedial because it never goes anywhere. Because it's like if I bring up in this space, I say directly, I say, yo, I don't want to focus on women right now, bro.
Hold on for a minute. I'm sorry, Brownsburg. I'm sorry, Brownsburg, to interrupt. Oh, that wasn't you, Blaze? Okay, my fault. But somebody named Blaze, I think Blaze 17. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody named Blaze 17, cash at me. So Blaze 17, thank you for your cash app. All right, cool.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's just remedial because just the fact of the matter, like I say like, yo, space. I was like, yo, I want to talk about like tech. I want to talk about the fourth industrial revolution, and it's just like these dudes would just be like, because that hair weave and that ass, that BBL, and this, that, and the third. And I'd be like, nigga, like, why are we going back to this shit? It's like we're doing a ring around the rosy type of thing. I don't care. I really don't care. 1 minute is going to be a conversation with a woman that's sitting up there calling you men and dusty. Then next week is going to be about, well, this person said this on this so-and-so podcast. Who gives a shit? I can't express to you how annoying it starts to become. And I just be like, look, listen, I'm only going to start vibing around those who have the same interests as me, yo. Like, I don't care about their toxic ways. And you're just being toxic as well, because you're not even trying to change the paradigm of anything, god damn it. You just staying on your square and thinking that, well, if you get your shit off and you yell at a woman who's sitting up there calling you a dusty and this, that, and the third, it's gonna I'm not screaming, Smooth. I'm being passionate, all right? Stop being a damn swami.
No, he's not screaming. I don't see him screaming. Nah, he's not screaming.
Smooth knows that. He's being a swami, yo. But I'm just saying, like, yo, yeah, exactly. Being stoic. I don't know. That's all really on my mind. Like, I just can't. I can't. There's only so much I could take until I'm just like, all right, y'all. I know how y'all function. Every time y'all come into the space or what y'all talk about, I'm not on that. Because even in real life, there's some brothers that'll come to me and be like, yo, these women out here, bro. These women out here, bro. And I'd be like, okay, you're working like 2-3 jobs right now. We all trying to get our paper up right now. You think I give a damn about some shorty right now? I don't care. I'm trying to get this dough up so that
you got too enemies, man.
Yeah, it's too much.
Gotta get this money.
Gotta get this
stress, anxiety, shit like that. Like, Ain't nobody gonna look out for us.
And this
Big J, you
and
said
really
that.
and really, right? And I know Big J is on here, and I'm gonna let Big J speak for a minute, but and you know, Bronzebird, you hit it in the nail. You know, it's all listen. What black male's supposed to think about first, basically, what you're saying is that what black male's supposed to think about first is a self-sufficiency. Okay,
Yes.
self-sufficiency, and basically depending on self and surviving. All right. You know, we supposed to be thinking about being more productive in life. We're supposed to be thinking about being more powerful in life. And listen, and when our mindset is on that tip, we don't have no time to give a fuck about what some toxic female is saying. Okay. Okay, you know, this female said this female made a video saying that. Okay, so obviously, it's obvious that if a female is saying something stupid, it obviously means that she's toxic. So if she's toxic, why give any attention? And I've told brothers in this space ever since 2018. No, excuse me. No, ever since 2013 or something, is that we have to stop giving certain females attention, man. If they are toxic and they are saying something stupid,
Right.
we have to ignore them.
We gotta treat
I
women
mean,
like men, man. They lose credibility. They lie.
yeah.
Out. Out.
I
You
mean,
don't wanna listen to 'em. Just like dudes. Like, yo, he say some dumb
yeah,
shit. Don't listen to him for the rest of his life. Like
yeah.
we still treat women with the like women like, oh, she said some dumb shit. Let her back her. It's like, no, don't listen to her no more. She
It,
lied, right? Fuck her.
it's beyond that. Niggas is crying over what some female on YouTube is saying. Oh my God, she said this. She said this. Like, so what?
She called me a dusty.
Okay. You know, exactly. She called me a dusty. Okay, so what? But okay, I'm gonna let Big J have the mic, you know. Go ahead, Big J. What you got to say? Put your 2 cents on it.
Man, you just missed it. You actually missed it. What happened about 10 minutes ago?
Oh, what I missed?
Big J went against Obsidian on his channel, and Obsidian is talking about black men need to go to Afghanistan and exploit women in Afghanistan and shit. And I'm sitting there like, nigga, you say what? And he talking about black men need to move to Afghanistan. Taliban will treat us nice over there. I said, nigga, you say what? So I said, dude, I thought that you supposed to be Mr. Red, white, and blue, 50 stars and 13 stripes type of nigga. I thought that you supposed to be for patriotic shit, but now you want to tell black men to go to Afghanistan and live there and shit among the Taliban and give women the hand. Now I'm sitting thinking, like, listen, it's already bad enough black men have already have a bad rap. But here is him. I'm talking about him now. Here is he gonna come over here and sit there and actually give ammunition to the ammunition to the narrative. And I really don't understand about these 2.0 niggas. I really don't. It's always about pussy. It's always about they ain't talking about no jobs. They ain't talking about no nothing. I just find that funny odd though. But anyway, I just, you know, it's very amusing. No, I wouldn't say amusing, but it's kind of sad though. Kind of ironic though.
Hold on. Was dude being serious or was he trolling?
I don't know. I don't know if he's trolling, but I'm looking at the title. I jumped in for like 10 minutes. Meet him at the comments. I was trying to ask him a question. He started doing all this other bullshit. And he talking about, you know, and there was this caller called in talking about, I'm going to Afghanistan with my passport. And and these Western women ain't shit. Da 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 da. I'm like, dude, and the sole thing was about sex. They ain't talking about no bringing her over here. They're talking about, oh, I'm just gonna move over there. And I'm like, why is that? You know why though? Y'all want to live over there? It's for you can have sex with these women.
He said that shit.
Are you serious?
He said that shit. Okay. Let's see if you could get away with that living underneath the Taliban government.
Right. Because I'm trying to figure out, wait a minute. They go by Sharia law, right? So you can't just be going around there fucking. No, you can't just be going around there just fucking everybody because you live on,
Exactly. Exactly. Didn't the Taliban government prior to 2001 when they fell out of power, they used to crush people with brick walls when they fornicate.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
that
they
is
threw
part
them off
true
of
and
roofs too.
It
Yeah,
didn't
they
make
used
any
to throw them
Yeah.
off
sense
of
though.
roofs. Yeah.
It didn't make
Yes.
any sense. I'm just saying. And
So
I see old girl over here in the chat room. You know,
Oh, Jessica X.
yeah.
Yeah.
calm down, guys. Calm down. We got
Calm
Yo,
down.
it's a
Calm
yo,
woman.
down.
Brownsburg. What's up, buddy?
So we're not speaking. Calm down.
Calm down.
Calm
Big X.
down.
I mean, Big J. What's up,
Yeah.
Wacky? What's up, man?
What's going on? Okay, so the King of Lions Z45. Put your 2 cents on it. What's up, bro?
Oh, nothing too much, Zach. But I agree with Zach with a lot of things y'all was talking about. I just didn't say that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the women and the men, yeah, like this stupid shit. Like if the women start with their bullshit towards the men, yeah, maybe things would get better. If not, then the shit would continue. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with a lot of things y'all said, Zach. But I was trying to figure out what y'all was talking about. Because I heard y'all while I was in the comment section, I was just trying to figure what y'all was discussing about the women.
No, we was really discussing about the males in the space, how they're overly saturated and complaining about the females. Well, they're complaining about toxic. They're complaining about the toxic sector females, and we're just saying, okay, common sense would tell you just to ignore them and leave them the hell alone, and stop complaining about them.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say stop complaining about them, because in this space, there's always going to be a level of males critiquing the bad behavior of certain females. But what I'm saying is that, okay, we shouldn't be concentrating too much on that, and concentrate more on putting ourselves in a position of power.
Because back what you said before.
I agree with you.
Yeah, we black men, man. We don't know we don't know how long of a time that we got. Like, you grinding, you trying to get your money right. You incurring through a lot of stresses. You don't know what you're going to develop in your body, cancers and whatnot. Man, you trying to live the best life you can. And you could waste a lot of good time being angry at people. And that shit, and there's a lot of constructive brain analysis that you could fucking be doing, brain analysis that you could fucking be using to make your life better. And that's not where it's at, man. Fucking just staying at one place and shit, like the Michael K. Williams, like dudes taking themselves out because depression, drugs. I mean, your life could be way worse, man. It's cats that we grew up watching that's falling, dropping like flies, and we got opportunity right in front of us, and we got bigger fish to fry,
I'm sorry, I didn't know who was going to talk. I just wanted to say this one thing that was just on my mind. Especially, I talk about mental health all the time. That's one thing that I really like to discuss. The suicide rate for men has always been higher than women, and I think I don't have the statistics in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that black men suffer at a high rate of suicide. My whole entire thinking is just hearing what Big J said about what he said on Obsidian Stream. I mean, this is the dumb shit that I'm talking about. You don't study the laws out in that foreign land. You're just going over there for some nice coochie and thinking that coochie is going to suffice your ways in America because you can't stand westernized women. I mean, this is the low blow that these men are go to. I mean, there's not even talking about stock or talking about owning some land if they let you out there and stuff like that. It's always the same stuff. I mean, Jesus, like, you get what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, my thing is, a lot of men feel as if they have to go online and scream their lungs out at someone because, especially women, because of the emotional stuff that they went through, and they feel as if like they want to get one over on a chick. You know what I'm saying? So when are you going to see a health professional and literally have a voice of reason and talk to them before you decide to go out the world because someone did you dirty or someone did you wrong, or because you're rooting on another man that might have went through that problem? You didn't go through it. You're just jumping on a bandwagon to sit up there and bash on women.
Right. Right. They try to internalize someone else's experience or bad experience with females, which is stupid as hell, which is dumb as hell. And it's like, you know, Bronsberg said that people should see a health professional, but I say a lot of them should see a damn therapist or a damn psychologist, because a lot of these motherfuckers have some deep-seated mental health issues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of people have that. Yeah, I agree with y'all on both.
And I've stated this years ago on ironically Registered Bad Guys channel, right? And then someone thought when I was saying that I was poking fun of people with mental health issues. I'm like, no, I'm not poking fun of anyone with mental health issues. I'm actually serious about that. I really believe that a lot of people within this space, especially a lot of males within this space, need to see a psychologist or some sort of therapist, because a lot of them are dealing with mental health issues. Yep. And you can tell just based on when they come here and the type of arguments that they make. I mean, they go through some sort of mental health. It's like what Big J Triple X brought about Obsidian. Now, when Big J Triple X brought about Obsidian, I'm sitting there still trying to figure out, was he trolling or was he serious? Because if he's serious, he needs to be first in line to see a fucking psychologist.
I think he was trolling.
You know, yeah, he has to be trolling. He has to be trolling. I mean, Obsidian, he's full of shit, but he's a little smarter than that.
He alluded to a joke on Jessica's when he said he said that if they're talking about like black men messing with Muslim women and something like that, and he said Muslim women, if they act up, they get a drop kick to the chest.
Damn! Wow!
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh man! If they act up, they get a drop.
Damn!
Oh man! Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. Big J, what's it going? Brownsburg, where my money at? But yeah, let's get back on the topic. I just went on troll mode to joke around that time, so that wasn't serious. But yeah, yeah, like I agree with y'all about the men need to be the whole women's situation. Yeah, like if they got issues and they want to holler at a woman and all that stuff, like, yeah, you need to focus on yourself and stop being a dumbass, if you know what I mean. But yeah. But I understand where y'all was coming from.
Right. And I really need for a lot of males in this space to stop sitting there focusing on what the toxic group of females are attracted to as far as the type of males that they choose.
Oh,
I constantly would see them. I constantly would see them complain about that, talking about, oh, they love Pookie and Ray Ray, they love this. Oh, okay, they're toxic. What do you expect out of them?
Exactly. So
right.
So like, if you worry about that shit, it seems like you're simping or white knighting, or it can be both.
Well, since the Obsidian is the topic now, I mean, the dude made like 4 or 5 videos talking about his high school prom in 1986. I mean, the dude's in his 50s. You complain about high school prom, about like your mother, his mother rather, his mother and his sisters tried to hook him up with some homely girls, and that he didn't want them because they didn't meet his requirements for prom, so he didn't go to prom. He wasted money hiring a suit, so he never talked to his mom anymore. I mean that's how I wish there was old videos that I think Angry Man has a video of him crying about that. So
Crying?
Wow,
dude, yeah, man, you
wow.
Yeah, I'm talking about. I think Wacky actually heard the footage. Alan Roger Curry has the footage, the sound clip when that occurred. So I'm
I
just
mean,
saying though, some of these guys are who leaders of this so-called manosphere is. I gotta say, they're not all wrapped up too tight. But anyway, I said what I got to say, and I'm gonna hang back though. I'll check y'all next time. So anyway,
Peace.
all right, Big J. Thank you for coming on.
all right.
All right.
Take it easy, Big
All
J.
Peace, man.
So hold on, Big J, before you leave. Oh damn,
He
he
just
left.
left.
Okay.
He already left already.
Okay. I was asking him a question. You know, I wanted to know, was Obsidian literally crying on that clip, or was he just complaining? Because I've heard Obsidian constantly speak about the three homely females that his mother and his sisters try to hook him up with. And
What?
yeah, and it's like, okay, it happened in 1986, dude. That's like more than 30 years ago. I was about, what, 2 years old?
Damn, in the 90s? Fuck, I was a kid.
He
I was
said
a kid back
86,
then.
86.
I was a kid. I was a kid in the 90s.
No, 80s,
No,
80s, in 1986.
Okay.
But that's crazy though. How is it that you felt as if it was appropriate to bring it on that stream and say these homely women like
He was crying with a
he's
flat top.
reminiscing with a damn fade, crying like he got Jerry curls in his hair and shit. Yo, like what the fuck? Look, yo, this is crazy, yo. My fault, but it was just like really like you're gonna bring up something from the past. Blaze said it. Stop! You're doing it. Oh man, that shit was crazy.
Hold on. Okay. Jersey Hammer says, don't complain about black male suicide rates in one instance, then jump on a dude for expressing a fucking emotion. Pick a goddamn struggle. Now
That's crazy.
I think Jersey Hammer misunderstand that because
you're misunderstanding what we're getting at, bro.
Because I don't have an issue with, I don't think anyone in this panel have an issue with males expressing an emotion. But at the end of the day, when you're in your 50s,
he tried to hustle his emotion, yo. He hustled that shit, yo.
Yeah, he's hustling his emotions. But what I'm trying to say, hold on for a minute. What I'm trying to say is that in the case of Obsidian, who's an over 50-year-old man and still complaining about something that happened on prom night more than 30 years ago, dude, you got to get over that. Dude, you gotta get over that. And if you still complain about it, if he's still complaining about it, you deserve to be cracked on. I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for a motherfucker like that.
He on YouTube trying to teach. You need to find the help he needs on some real. If he really cared about it, if we heard him that much, he need to find the help he needs. He's trying to he's trying to hustle.
Yeah,
it's basically to go to Jersey Hammer's comment. It wasn't like we were trying to directly diss him on the fact of the matter, like,
Yo,
Bronze,
real fast, Bronze. Yo,
hold on. Let Bronze finish, and then Aegon, you can speak.
My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, like my thing about it is, Jersey, you're not understanding. The whole entire thing was it's like, you kind of have your big boy cape on and this, that, and third, and you're going over something that happened over 30 years ago. It's kind of like, where do you press the pause button and understand that? I don't know when that clip happened, but let's just say it happened in 2021. When are you focusing on 2021 as a point, Jersey? That was the point.
Correct.
Go ahead, Aegon.
Oh, go ahead, Aegon. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. My bad, Bronze, for cutting you off. I just had a brain idea popped in my head. Obsidian got mad fucking empathy for that shit when he first did it. That's how he came up.
Wow.
Like, majority of people was like on his side. Like, on some, and the Gone was over there. I was over there. See, Boogie was over there. Like the Obsidian was popping over that shit because everybody interpreted it as basically it's another hurt black man because basically like he going through the struggle like us, like basically, but it's not just, it was a lot of people interpreted more than just the bitches. They took it as basically like you got to deal with some dumb shit. You got to deal with like less than what you deserve being here and shit. And it was like that's fucked up, man. Like even his family was on that dumb shit because your family will push you to accepting people that you're not supposed to accept and shit because they got fucking a low fucking value of you and shit. And everybody interpret like, dang man, fuck that shit, man. Get out of this country, do your thing, like go get some pretty women, like riding off of Al Grease and that shit. Like he got all that type of energy, but nobody knew that he was hustling that shit. he probably still like fucking homely sisters. Like niggas was giving a man props on fucking like expressing that shit. He getting that smoke now though.
Yeah, and even back then, when I heard that, the first thing that came out in my mind was so. I'm like, what does that have to do with the current situation that black males as a collective are going through when it comes to things like high incarceration rates, high, high murder rates amongst black males. When it comes to low unemployment rates, when it comes to the lack of sufficient education amongst the black male collective in America, what does that have to do with the socio-economic and political positions of black males? This is a personal issue that happened 30 years. Get over that shit. That's not something that's serious. Okay, you're man. Please, he was hustling that shit. He was hustling that shit because he knew that he have an audience that was probably in a similar type of pain, in which they probably have trouble getting the type of females that they supposedly want to get. And Obsidian came up, brought that story up to try to get some sort of empathy out of them. And you got to understand too, when it comes to trauma bonding in this space, like I think Blaze Stampede insinuated that it makes money. People will donate to you when you trauma bond with them online. So it's all a cash cow with him. But enough with that dude. I don't want to spend the whole damn thing talking about this dude, But all right, we got Mike V in the house. What's going on, Mike V?
What up, Mike?
What's up?
Hey,
Mike V?
Hey,
Yeah.
Shalom, man. Shalom.
Shalom, bro.
Thanks for having me up here, man.
Oh,
thanks for coming.
Oh my God! So you said Shalom's like so you're Israelite, correct?
Doesn't make me an Israelite, just paying homage to the panel. So
Gotcha. No, I understand.
All right. So Mike V, give your 2 cents, bro.
if I had 2 cents, man, I'm kind of broke today. But if I can borrow 2 cents from you, I put this on layaway.
Right.
Now, I'm just catching up with the panel. So what's the current topic?
It's an open topic, but ultimately we were speaking about how a lot of males in this 2.0 space are sitting there putting a lot of emphasis on complaining about the toxic group of females not being attracted to them and how they're focused on the wrong shit, stuff like that. And then it ended up becoming about Obsidian and what have you. But yeah.
I mean, those are conversations that were supposed to be had, 2016, 2017. It's 2021, and going into 2022, you still got cats having that same conversation. So that means they haven't really learned much. And so the name of the game here is to actually figure out a way to put yourself in a more powerful position so you don't have to deal with all of those ills. And I think that a lot of guys are afraid of going down that path of developing themselves, self-improving, and actually putting themselves in a more powerful position so that they don't have to actually have that conversation to begin with. I mean, it's not that difficult to actually start building up your social capital and your political capital and actually have knowledge of self so that you can go out there and actually engage a different demographic of people. I think what's happening in this space is that people need the conversation to keep circulating around that so that it can be more profitable. But if you really think about it, people are not really making that much money off of this relative to the demographic, right? I mean, what is the manosphere analytically speaking? Around what, 25, 30,000?
Around that, possibly around that.
Yeah, so it's not that many people. It's not that big of a demographic to actually hold on to. I mean, we see KS over there doing 1 million subs, but we're not looking at if that person that you're speaking of, if he fires up a live stream, what does he get? 100, 200? people, viewers, if old buddy over there fires up a live stream, he's getting what, 15, 20, 25,000, 30,000 at best. That little 200 that they getting, that pales in comparison to what old boy's getting over there. So how
Exactly.
much paper are you really getting off of this? What's the return on investment for what they're doing versus what old boy is doing over there? Because we see what old boy's doing over there, all the super chats and cash apps and things that's going in the joins and whatnot that's happening on that side. So trauma bonding is not that profitable.
Hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute, Mike V. Who's this? Irv Gotti. Who's this?
It's me, past $4.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, can you mute yourself for a minute, and I'll let you speak.
Yeah.
You know, welcome to the panel, by the way. Thank you for coming on. And mute yourself until Mike V finish. All right, go ahead, Mike V. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and so what I'm saying here is that they're not really getting that much bread off of this. It's not. I mean, you're probably better off, doing Instacart or Uber Eats or something. You probably get more money out of that. If you're gonna be up there for 4 hours and you're only gonna get $40 out of it, I don't see how that's profitable. I mean, you're only making $10 an hour off of a live stream. That doesn't seem all that profitable. So,
Right.
If we're gonna be serious about moving Black men forward, we got to come up with a framework that makes it socially acceptable to go out in public and actually engage people. Because one of the things that Thugtician kind of laid the groundwork for is how to have that civil discourse about the plight of Black men in the greater society and attack the system and not the women. So a lot of people in the space want to attack critical race theory, but he was actually having a fundamental conversation around critical race theory by separating people from the system itself and attacking the system and not the people. But he, in this space, these so-called 2.0 cats, they don't really think on that level. They think about how many people can I get in the live stream, the analytics part. They don't think about the actual social impact on the ground.
That's absolutely correct, Mike. Absolutely correct. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pass the $40. Then afterwards, I'm going to pass it on to Aegon, then Bronzebird, then King of Line Z45. So pass the $40. Put your 2 cents in it.
Yeah, man. I was about to say that. First of all, what's up, Wack? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
What's going on, bro?
Man, but like I was saying, man, it has become a big money grab. Cats got Cash Apps, to PayPal, to Patreon, to how many streams of revenue are they trying to milk this system out of? And it's only you see the same guys, you see the same brothers. So it's like they milking the same brothers to death. Like, how can these brothers take care of their families and take care of their life if like all these content creators are trying to milk the same brothers to death off these Patreons and Cash Apps? And you got people out here paying for wrenches. All kinds of stuff is going on in this Black manosphere, man. I didn't know what was going on until I started hanging around a little bit, and I'm like, man, this. If we was hustling, like if we were like sharing money, but there was a product that we was actually able to give to each other, then it would make sense. Like, if there was something that we could actually say that we was giving to each other, it will make sense. But that's just why I like the message of the 1.0 when you go back. I didn't even really know about the 1.0 until I went back, started like listening to some of the stuff y'all was saying, and that made more sense than a lot of like the newer stuff of like trying to get women that ain't the best for you. It's like they trying to figure out how to get the same women that Pookie and Ray Ray get, or the Pookies and Ray Rays they complain about. It's like they want they women and the educated women and the ratchet women and the prostitutes. They want all the women, and they can't handle them all. And they just paying all these Patreons and stuff for a guy to tell them how to get women that they really shouldn't have in the first place.
And you know what? First and foremost, or that was some good. Okay, past $40, that was some good words. I want to respond to what you're saying, but before I do that, I would like to give a shout out to Blazing Stampede. Okay, he actually gave me a Cash App this time. So Blazing Stampede, thank you for your Cash App donation. Thank you. And what I would have to say is that that's the issue. It's like brothers come on here to trying to figure out how to get sexual access to a toxic group of females when the objective of this space is supposed to be bigger than that. And like Mike V was pointing out when he spoke about what Thugtician was attempting to do in the 1.0 era was to actually tell brothers that your real enemy is this system who laid down this path for you for so your women can go against you, as well as the actual system in itself to keep you marginalized. And your women, or the females within your female counterpart was programmed to go against you as a way to keep you disenfranchised and keep so-called black people divided. And that's where we're supposed to get at. The system overall. It's the system in itself that's actually keeping black males on the bottom of the barrel in almost every facet of people activity. So we have to focus on actually elevating our position instead of sitting there complaining about females, females this, females that, females this, females that. What is CG's doing? What is this girl doing? What is this girl saying? Nah, man, we got bigger fish to fry. But I'm done with that. I'll hand the mic over to Aegon. So Aegon, give your 2 cents, brother.
It seemed like it always was going to come back to like skills and abilities, and like the worst part about it is that if you spend your time complaining about it, because the thing is that the ultimate goal to basically become a tool that's to like to the black man or the men's benefit is to become organized. But you don't organize with just anybody. You organize people with skills, abilities, people with the same mindset. So let's just say magically in about 5 years, guys become organized. What do you bring to table? What do you bring to the table to help that organization out, to help men out? Have you just been complaining about women all the time? So what does that bring? Your fervor and your anger towards the situation, that doesn't help anything, and you basically played yourself all that time you spent doing that shit. I know it's like an easy battle. Like I constantly have to like talk to myself about easy battles that I put myself into to basically take up time. So basically, I can't do what I'm supposed to do, because basically that's an easy Vic. Like complaining about this that didn't go right or this went wrong, or let's say you did something right and something good came about it. You dwell on that too long, you miss the next you miss the next win. You know, a lot of and I can see it in like how a lot of guys speak that they just want to just stay there. It's a daunting task, especially with people around you not doing it, and basically you just kind of like on an island yourself. But you'll find your people eventually. It's just that you're gonna have to spend some time alone, just grinding. The best thing about it is that we do have this internet, so there are cats you can reach out to who are going through the same thing you going through. But that trauma shit, man, that shit, no, that's dead, man. That's dead.
Yeah, that trauma bonding shit, all it's going to do is keep you stressed out. That is it. It's going to keep you stressed out. It's going to keep you angry. And like Aegon pointed out, that trauma bonding and just your mind being filled with so much negativity is going to have you miss the next victory in life, next great opportunity in life. Yeah, man, that trauma bonding online, that has to go. Black
Right.
males are already facing enough stress in this society. Yeah. But I'll pass the mic to Brownsburg. Brownsburg, give your 2 cents on it.
I don't have much words. You brothers pretty much touched on it. I just think that at the end of the day, it's a bunch of men that, yeah, Blaze Stampede said it, being stagnant, and just this idea about it's easy to just go online and just talk shit about something you actually really care about, but you try to cover it like you don't care. So I mean, that's just how I see it. I know when I had first came in, I'm not gonna lie, like I had some moments where I was just like, yeah, they're getting on my nerves, so let me argue back. But then after a while, it's just like it's not really moving anywhere. What am I gaining off of this? If that's the opinion they're gonna have, whether it's coming from a man that disagrees with the quote unquote manosphere, or just disagree with the talking points these dudes make, or these women that just disagree with the movement or whatever space it is, that's them. You can't really change it. So the only thing is how you start to not even you block them out, because it's not about trying to show, because I have nothing to try to prove to someone who doesn't view me in a high like anyway. The only thing you should always be worried about is yourself, and try to prove to yourself that you're better than what you were last year, what you were a couple of months ago, and what you can do and what potential you have going forward. You know what I mean? So I mean that's just my whole entire thing on it. Like just change the paradigm, do something. Like we're not gonna get anywhere having the same recycled conversations week to week to week to week about women you obviously like, but you wish that they could be feminine for you. They're not raised to be feminine. They don't want to be feminine. They don't like you. And as much as y'all want to complain about Pookies and Ray, not talking about y'all, but as much as you want to talk about Pookies and Ray Rays, hey, look, listen, that's the ones that's giving them dick. So I mean, at the end of the day, that's toxic. That's garbage pond garbage. All right, that's the Staten Island dump. Stay away from it. Go somewhere else. Peace.
Peace, Brownsburg. He said Staten Island dump. and Brownsburg is correct. I mean, I wonder, these brothers who, and I use that very loosely, the term brothers, when I mention these people, but I wonder, do they ever sit down and speak to Pookie and Ray Ray when it comes to them being, or supposedly having access to, well, them actually having access to the toxic crop of females? Do they actually sit down and listen? Because if they sit down and speak to a quote unquote Pookie and Ray Ray, they will tell you the many issues that they go through being with this toxic crop of females. All right. I mean, common sense would tell you that a lot of wars happen in the city. A lot of men died and got murdered in the city on behest of them fighting over this toxic group of females. So it's like when it comes to toxic females and whoever have access to them, no one's benefiting off of it, because there's no benefit to be around anyone that's toxic. So why in the world, and I'm asking a rhetorical question when I'm saying this, why in the world would anybody have the nerve to be upset if they do not have access or sexual access to a toxic group of females? That shit doesn't make sense to me. It never made sense to me. But the king of line Z45, you got the mic, brother. Put your 2 cents on it.
Thank you. Yeah, man. Yeah, no offense. Stop chasing these toxic women. If they're going after these Pookies or Ray Rays or whatever, you make yourself to look like a dumb piece of shit. You make yourself to be, quote, I'm gonna say, a fucking simp. And stop wasting your time. Because if you're trying to get something out of them, they're gonna look at you like they don't give a fuck, and they're gonna say just not gonna give a shit and treat you like shit, and they're not gonna care at the end of the day. So you're wasting your damn time. Move the fuck on and stop this Mickey Mouse bullshit, this cat and mouse game, and stop the shit for real. Mic dropped.
All right, and with that, I pass the mic to Mike V.
Yeah, I think Akon, is really touching on something in his last statement about, what skills and abilities do you bring to the table. I think skills development, upskilling, and things of that nature are very important for Black men in these trying times, because we're moving into a different sector of society that we haven't really seen before. All this automation taking over, and it's just looking at a news article about automation in warehousing and things like that. Like Budweiser and some of these major food and beverage companies like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and whatnot. A lot of those jobs Black men used to work, man, before the pandemic. Now they don't really need them anymore because you got robots moving around pallets and stuff like that. So a lot of guys need to take the time that that we have during the pandemic to really upskill themselves and to put themselves in better positions of power, so that they're not actually involved in these sort of discussions that keep happening in this space, because a lot of the guys that are having these discussions, they're operating from a position of weakness financially, weakness politically, weakness socially, lacking the social capital, lacking the political capital, no upward mobility, no prospects coming within the next calendar year, the next fiscal year. And, you know, the last thing you really need, man, is to be involved in a relationship with women who have shown that they don't have any regards for you. Why would you want to be in that position? And so, you know, it's just about putting yourself in a better position, the best position as possible. And I think a lot of these guys in the space hate that level of conversation, so they keep going back to that other, you know, these other platforms, these other panels, and having these sort of rhetorical, you know, discussions over who's getting chose up, and can't understand that if you put yourself in that position, you're always going to be compromised, because you're operating from a position of weakness. And so I have no regards for those type of conversations, nor the people who engage it. So
Thank you. Exactly. And you said it right. They're operating off of a position of weakness, you know, and but the thing is, Mike V, unfortunately in this space, and you already know that having productive conversations do not make the peanuts that they are, you know, want to make. You know, so, and that's the problem. And you know, Mike, it's funny because both Aegon and yourself made some good points when it comes about, you know, improving thyself and building thyself. And you know, it's funny because and I forgot to mention this, but within the past few weeks, when I'm outside in the streets of New York City, I'm seeing all these billboard advertisements for tech schools that are offering, you know, discount offers on programs when it comes to cybersecurity. And I'm saying, wow, they're offering discounts on programs when it comes to teaching about cybersecurity, in which people could get, you know, a certificate in cybersecurity according to those advertisements within 9 months or something. And I'm like, if these different schools are offering discounts, that means that there is a high demand in cybersecurity technicians within the field of tech, especially. And Mike V, you know about the whole ransomware situation that's been going on in America, where you got cybersecurity gangs from overseas that are hacking the systems of American businesses and American educational institutions, and actually locking these businesses and these education institutions out of their internet networks. So it's going. So you already know that a lot of entities in America are going to increase their demand for cybersecurity technicians, and brothers need to take advantage of that. And shout outs to, oh, I'm sorry, this will be long-winded. Hold on. And shout outs to G Lowry, aka G Dizzle, because he does tech and he lives down in Florida. He's saying that where he's at, there's a lot of programs that's willing to teach tech to black males for free, and black females, so-called black people, for free. And I'm like, damn, brothers need to take advantage of that. Go ahead, Mike V.
Well, that's true that, you know, cybersecurity is in high demand, but it's being advertised now because most businesses lack, you know, any sort of security focus to begin with. But to that point, most of your community colleges would be free, or should be free, if you make less than $27,000 a year, if you're below the federal poverty level or rate level. So what's in that infrastructure bill that's being discussed right now, is being kicked around and being obstructed by Republicans, is money allocated for black communities so that they can upskill, and that they don't have to pay for college, and they can have access to CDLs and different sort of vertical vocational programs. But if people are not paying attention to the bigger picture that's happening, you're going to get lost in this whole entire thing. I understand there, you know, some people are saying, yeah, you can get, I work in cybersecurity, just as an FYI. Some people are saying, yeah, you can just go get a certification and get into cybersecurity. it's not 100% that easy. They advertise it as such, but it's not 100% that easy. Now, there's other areas of IT that's in really high demand now too, such as like help desk, desktop support, things of that nature that fly under the radar, but they're starting to pay, big dividends. I know there's people who subscribe to the Brain Trust and have been a part of our tech talks on Saturdays that have gone from washing dishes at $8 an hour, $9 an hour to making $60K based on the the mentorship and the conversation that we were having on the Brain Trust. And so we've posted those videos and we've done those live streams on the Brain Trust. So we know that people can go from bare minimum from 0 to 60 in less than a year and actually put themselves in better positions. So you're right to mention that.
Excellent. And you know what? And a lot of people are not giving enough credit to the Black Brain Trust, but I appreciate the Black Brain Trust for existing, because y'all did a lot of good things for Black males out there in the real world. People don't understand. Brothers like Mike V, Complex Design, and others have been responsible for helping a good amount of Black males improve in places of employment. And see, this is what this whole space need to focus on, things like that and other things that so-called Black males really need to pay attention to. And also, I want you guys to subscribe to Past the $40 YouTube channel, because he got some great information in this channel too, especially when this one brother that I like that go on this panel, the man, Pastor, the man gets a lot of great information. But Pastor $40, give your 2 cents. You got the mic right now, bro.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for the shout out. I want to say, brother, this is something I learned in healthcare. It's very simple. If something is stagnant, it's malignant. If something, because even when they look at tumors, nodules, masses, if they can move it, they're not really that afraid of it. But if they can't move it, then that's when they're like, okay, that's probably malignant. So if you stay stagnant, if we stay the same, we're going to become cancerous. That's what that's what malignant means. We're going to end up becoming cancerous if we stay the same. We'll be a cancer to ourselves and others around us. And I'm glad y'all brought up the tech. There's something called nursing informatics. You even had a brother that worked for Epic. It was a charting system, Cerner, and they're paying brothers 6 figures to go around and teach nurses how to chart, because what the STEM and information stuff is doing is allocating everything so that these businesses can charge the right amount of money. And without Epic, hospitals was losing like $1 million a day. And then it was brothers that came in and helped teach the nurses how to chart so that the hospitals could maintain their profit, so they could maintain hiring other people in the community. And there's a lot of brothers that came through and did the Epic training with us. So brothers are everywhere, but we just can't stay stagnant. Because it was a brother that helped me get through the Epic training and learn how to use that computer system so that I could chart. They were firing nurses because they had us doing accounting work, like pretty much writing down everything that we did for a patient. And that shit was like, we couldn't keep up with it. So like that charting helped a lot of people like maintain employment. And a lot of brothers had something to do with that.
Great. Wow. I never knew that. Wow, that's great. That's great, man. That's excellent. But okay, Mike V dropped off, but I passed the mic to Agon. So Agon, give your 2 cents on it, bro. What you have to say?
Hold on, you got to come back to me. I don't want to ruin the flow. I don't want to ruin the flow.
No. You're not ruining the flow. So what's up, the king of line Z45? What's going on? Give you 2 cents on it.
Oh, 2 cents on it? What was the topic about?
Oh man, you guys not.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was on mute exactly that. You know.
Okay, cool,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah. I
no
was
doubt.
listening to him.
But my main thing, Wack, is I don't want cats to get stagnant and then like get malignant. And I think that's exactly what you was talking about. Like the place, the space getting so these same talking points over and over and over, it's going to spiral out of control to it's just cancerous for everybody. The young people listening, the men talking it, the women coming around, and then the women ain't got nothing to do with this. The women in society. Some guy gonna come to them after this cancerous information, and she gonna get blindsided.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can I say something, Wack?
Oh, most definitely. Go ahead.
Oh, well, what it sounds like, it seems like the place should have like the place, like basically the Black Manosphere should have basically turned into a place of friendly but intellectual competition with like tangible skills, rather than like the esoteric and like the feelings based stuff. Where basically brothers is just working hard to find easier ways to do things and help us basically succeed in like the real world. But then those thresholds are like so high that most people just back off and just go to the lower level thinking of things. And then I can't lie, I'm in there, I'm in that boat too, because it's easier to talk about dick pussy conversations and shit like that, but to really for everybody to be on like a higher level of basically put your time in with like unfriendly human like type of knowledge, and basically come and chop it up about it. That turns a lot of people off, because there's I won't say a governor, but there's like a certain threshold you gotta come up to basically know what people are talking about, actually be entertained by it, and to keep doing it every day, you know and that seems like that's the only thing that's going to save us. Basically, we got to make the uncool cool. But when I say we, I say we. It can't be one guy that's entertaining and everybody like, I like it because of him. It's like it's to be an effort to do it. Kind of like when you have those coding events, um, or like them coding events. It's the army of the willing. They having the time of their life, and they're willing to put their time in and shit like that to learn that shit. But like I don't think it's from what it sounds like, it's not bad enough for us to dive into something like that and actually make it like a sport, like basically.
I mean, it shouldn't have to be a sport or a competition to teach brothers skills. You understand me? It doesn't have to be a sport, but I get where Agon's coming from. But to me, I don't think it's on brothers to make it cool to have productive conversation. It's on other people to actually elevate their minds to that level, because it doesn't matter how cool someone try to make productive conversation become. It's up to the audience to decide what they want to watch. And
Right.
unfortunately, if the audience don't want to elevate their way of thinking, elevate their mind to have intelligent, mind stimulating, and productive conversation, they want to speak about quote unquote dick and pussy all the time, they're going to choose that. So it's up to the people to decide. Yeah, and unfortunately, you just have a lot of our own kind that want to be stuck on this dick and pussy conversation. My thing is, we got to separate ourselves from them. Yeah, because like Pastor $40 say, these types of people, they are stagnant, and being around stagnant people will keep us stagnant, and being stagnant is cancerous, and that's what we're witnessing.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is. Man, I
Yeah.
think that was wild what you said. You know what? A lot of people, I think Black people historically have went through that. If you look at Lupe Fiasco, Lauryn Hill, a lot of Black artists in literature and even academics, they often ask, "Do you have to dumb it down to reach the masses?" And then when you look at it, look at America. America puts everything out publicly at a third grade reading level. And now our little boys can't even read at a third grade reading level. we're gonna have it's like it's almost like how dare we step it down, because it's not. I don't think it's fair for us to step it down. I think we may be doing ourselves and society a disservice, and it's not fair for us to step it down, because everyone will suffer if we step it down. That's what I'm starting to see.
Step what down?
The conversation and the information. If we make it more palatable, if we make it so that everybody can digest it, it's not helping everybody digest it. It's just not gonna be. There's gonna be no nutrients to it. It's just gonna be blah. Be very bland. There won't be nothing to it.
But you know what though? And you know, I see Smooth and Sexy Red in the building. Thanks to both of y'all for coming on.
Salute. Let me know when I can get on, Wacky. I'll be on.
Oh no, you can get on. I'm going to be very short when I say that. I'm going to be very short, right?
Okay.
Because I want to give an example of what Pastor Dow is talking about when it comes to, you know, a lot of people actually diluting something just to make it more relatable to the population. I'm seeing that when it comes to online articles, because I've been reading articles online ever since I was maybe in high school. And I don't know if you guys, you know, or I don't know if you guys are as old as I am.
Netscape. Did you use Netscape?
No, I
using Netscape.
Use
Netscape.
I use like Netscape. Oh nah. We use Windows.
I remember
I think Windows 98 something.
On the internet.
Windows 98. Okay, yeah.
I don't mean to disrail the conversation.
Hold on. But hold on. I got to make this point. Hold on for a minute. But okay, when I used to read online articles in high school, it was lengthy, it was detailed, and it was precise, right? Now, when you read a lot of online articles, it's like only maybe a good 5 or 6 paragraphs, and it's only a 2-3 minute read. So it's like what a lot of journalists have done, in my opinion, is just shorten the online articles just to make it more, I guess, just to attract more people to come on and read the articles, because a lot of people's attention span wasn't vast enough to read long and lengthy articles like the New York Times would do. You know, so what people what a lot of these online editorials would do would actually dilute a lot of their journalism to actually be relatable to the stupid people, based on what I was saying, based on what I believe in. And to me, that's not right. But go ahead, Smooth. Smooth will speak, and afterwards it'll be Sexy Red. Go ahead, Smooth.
Yeah, Wacky, just real quick to what you just said right now. Do you think that, you know, because back when you were reading those online articles and stuff, you know, back in the Windows 98 days, which is before the 2000s, you could still find that. But nowadays it's kind of like, you know, it requires a subscription, because everybody is like, you know, microwaved information and stuff. They just read a paragraph. So it's kind of like, and you know, now with the online editorials and stuff, it's moved to this whole paradigm where it's like, oh, you know, if you want to read more, you understand, you have to pay or get a monthly subscription and stuff like that. So do you think that maybe those precise articles that you were used to reading have moved to, like, you know, behind the subscription wall now, because, you know, most people ain't really that serious anyway on information, and if you pay, however, it shows, you know, your I
don't think so. I think
playing for quality.
I get what you're saying. I don't think so, because what it is that a lot of online editorials, they need to make money, being that they're losing money because a lot of the physical newspapers that they're used to selling, it's not selling a lot. So they utilize subscriptions to make money. So it's all a business thing. The New York Times does that, you know. But go ahead. We have these Sexy Red 38 in the house.
Yeah, those are real journalists. But I think they have like articles that are based on like a 7th, 8th grade level of comprehension when people read it. Because when you do write something, they teach you in school to think about your audience, not necessarily what you would necessarily relay. But I don't know if I'm coming across right, but that's what I was. Hi.
Oh no, you was in a row. I was understanding what you were saying. Yeah.
It's just, I think it's a comprehension thing at the end of the day.
And plus, I always heard that if you really want to test if you know something, if you really have mastered something, is if you can take a complex thing and be able to explain it to a third grader or a fifth grader. That shows your true
Mm-hmm.
knowledge of that particular topic or whatever it may be. So the fact that it's being dumbed down to the masses at the end of the day, that's who you are, expressing the information to. So you already know that if you're going to express something to the masses, it has to be at the third grade level. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
'Cause
Thank
some
The
you.
people
manosphere is
I
on
who
needed
work,
to
purpose.
hear that because I'm trying. I'm not a saleswoman. I'm in the beauty industry. I'm not really a saleswoman, but I was on a roll today, and I could, so that's gonna be really beneficial to me. Thank you.
oh yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Break
but
it
I
down.
get that.
If you can say it's break it down like you talking to a third grader, and people will like it. That's what
Yeah.
I'm picking up.
And
I
you know
mean,
that's what
I
Zero does. So sorry, Wacky. Go ahead.
oh no, you good. But what I was saying based on as a response to what Smooth was saying is that when you have a society that break things down on a third grade level, to me, I think that that's not a good thing. Because what we're doing,
No, it's not.
we are catering to people with very short attention spans, and we are catering to people who are not that intelligent, and that's bad for society. Like where is this? Where is this demand for society to actually step up and become more intelligent? You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But y'all got anything to say? Okay, I know
Yeah,
Smooth has something to say. Go ahead, Smooth.
yeah. Damn, how did you know I was on mute? No, I'm just playing. Wack. See, the thing is, I still think it is a good strategy to use because, I mean, not assuming anything, right? But if any of y'all work in corporate settings or have worked in corporate settings and stuff, right? I don't know if y'all made that observation or not, but the higher up you get in the positions, and I don't mean like necessarily yourself, but like depending on if you're dealing with a man, your boss's boss type person, right? And maybe you happen to be in the meeting with them and stuff. You tend to notice that a lot of people in those higher positions and stuff, because I guess they strap for time and all that, they would rather you first of all you get to the point, you be concise, and you don't use a whole bunch of word salad and mumbo jumbo and shit. You know what I'm saying? You really like break it down as if you were breaking it down to a kid. You understand me? So you already know the basics, you know what you got to look at, and you know how to make your decisions moving forward from that. Because once we get into, because we can use words to make the most simplest thing be complex, and at the end of the day, it is simplicity that is the most effective strategy when it comes to really conveying a message to a whole lot of people, because a whole lot of people are stupid as fuck anyway, and that's the truth. But also, and just to say real quick, Wacky, I did want to ask you, do you think, being as somebody that has been in this space forever, and like I said, remember I told you I've been watching your shit since 2007 in college, nigga, in London, you feel me? So it's been a long time. You know what I'm saying? And do you think that now that we've come to like a little, I don't know what you want to call it, but a lot of people ain't really putting out as much content as they usually do, right? Like you go in the manosphere, it's still the same content creators, but they ain't really talking about too much anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like the R. Kelly thing seems to be the thing that's got everybody like, oh, we finally got something. And everybody's posting about R. Kelly right now. You understand me? But it's like, do you feel like we got to that point where, okay, the resets are getting old now? Right. So is this going to be a time for, the old manosphere, the 1.0 manosphere to kind of like come back? Do you think that is what is missing right now because people are tired or have gotten to, you know, they've had it to here with the 2.0 shit? That's what I wanted to ask you.
Oh, that's a very good question. I think that okay. I think that it's time for substance to come back again, for conversations with substance to make a return. So regardless if someone is considered to be Black Manosphere 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0, it's time for substance to come back, because a lot of people are seeing through the shallow-minded or carnal-minded conversations which goes nowhere. So I think that people now are starting to, more and more people now are starting to see it, and they're starting to really have a desire for more substantial conversations. And that's where I step in, and other brothers with substance step in.
It's like a hamster wheel. They just stay
Yeah.
on that same wheel and can't get off. Like
Yeah.
they stuck in there. And
Yeah.
it's I get it, because there is really no spaces, barbershops for Black men to, really express themselves. But I've really learned a lot in this space about myself and like what men want. But I mean, it can't be just like the same thing over and over again. It just can't be the bitch. I'm saying it's gotta be you sometimes. I'm sorry I said that.
So are you saying you got more out of this space than a lot of the guys?
Yeah.
That's that's wrong. That's that's wrong. I'm gonna say that's wrong. I'm gonna say that's wrong.
What's
Oh,
good,
shit.
Eisenstein? What's good, y'all?
Hey.
Yeah, but what does Aegon have to say? Aegon been quiet for a minute. You have to say, Aegon.
Hey, Aegon, where you at?
It sounds like I'm right. We need to dumb the manosphere down and give it out. You know?
Damn. Yeah, I know about the MGTOW manosphere.
ABCs.
I know about both of them.
Hold on. Let Aegon speak, and afterwards, King of Lions, you can speak. Aegon,
we need to make some manosphere coloring books.
What?
He said manosphere coloring books.
He said some manosphere coloring books. Oh my gosh, man! And
dots.
I was just about to say that. Damn.
And like the little cutouts, you can stick with some stickers in there too, on your wall, on your notebooks and folders and shit. But no, you're right. I mean, the threshold has to stay high, or basically the person will not be worth anything to the collective, or basically he'd be a terrible representative. You let anybody in, anybody will do dumb shit, and fuck up the whole, because there's already some unpalatable information. It's hard to digest for most people. So basically, you want to make it to a certain degree, basically hard to get, to basically show that basically you have the propensity to do research, or basically to understand it and know what it takes. Because basically, when we say thinking man, I'm sure all of us here are we see ourselves as like somewhat smart, but we've all had our lazy periods also. So basically, if you're a thinking person and you had your lazy periods, you had to kick yourself out of that shit because it felt too good, or basically you start to feel like you were dying inside. Like like I got like I'm living below my my capabilities. You got to bust out of that.
Yeah.
So if you get out of that, I mean, so basically getting out of that basically is a constant thing. Or basically, if you have a place like this, it's like I'll go to Wacky, he would tell me some things I don't know. I'll go to Mike V, he'll tell me some things I don't know, and they're constantly trying to learn new things. MOT the same thing. And then what am I doing? Am I just listening to them guys, or am I on my own journey? So I come to them and tell them some things that they don't know, or maybe they do know, and we could talk about it. And then we just keep pushing each other over and over and over. It's not supposed to stop. And it's a struggle. It's a struggle, especially with things going on in your life, money, family, stress. You gotta take care of yourself and things like that. But you say you different, right? Like, I mean, I think I'm different, but then you can't do the same thing as everybody else. You can't. You gotta chalk that shit up, and that's where we talk about where shame comes in. You gotta basically shame yourself. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes, sir.
The fuck are you doing? Like, you say you like this, you say you not like that, but you doing the same thing as them. Okay, new day, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be the first person to shame yourself and get yourself in order to make shit happen.
You
Ain't
know,
nobody going to be there to save you but you.
like they say, you have to be your biggest critic. You know, you have to be that. But yeah, I'll pass the mic to the King of Lions Z45, and afterwards it'll be past the $40, then Smooth, then Sexy Red. So go ahead, King of Lions.
All right.
King
Oh,
of
yeah.
Lion. Yes, I'm here. Like, seriously. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know about the Manosphere and MGTOW exactly, because friends and people from the MGTOW and Manosphere community, but I understand both, of course, men going their own way and stuff like that, of course, like between the red pill, blue pill, purple pill, black pill. So, I completely understand, but not all MGTOW people from the Manosphere, hate women. Like, they still like women, of course. They care for women. It's just they've been views, of course, and stuff, or bad relationship from years ago and stuff, and it still bothers them. But at the same time, they have a completely good understanding. Completely, exactly. So I know that much. And the Manosphere MGTOW has taught a lot of good lessons for men, of course. About the whole feminism, and stuff like that, exactly. So, there's a little negative between both of them, but also there's a lot of positive in it as well. So it's a mix of both. So I understand on both perspectives of the Manosphere and MGTOW. Yep.
Okay, cool. So past the $40, you have anything to say? You have your 2 cents?
Yeah. What I was gonna say is, shoot, for October, I was actually gonna be stepping away from the internet for about a good month, and doing some more real life stuff, like bring some more reality stuff, so I can bring to the internet. So because I'm about to, like I said, like I'm about to not really rework my whole platform, but I'm about to double down hard on build sphere kind of conversation. I try because I struggled myself with trying to make it entertaining / informative. I'm about to take a break, rehash, get my mind together like I really want to, and I'm about to go straight for information. If I can make you laugh, cool, but I'm going straight for information, because this society is kind of turning to help black men. You don't really need degrees. You can get certificates, or the wave of the future. They don't have time for you to sit in school for 4, 8, 12 years. It's all about certificates for the future. And we need to get that information out there, so we can get these certificates, so we can start getting these skills. And it might not be as funny as we want it to be.
Most definitely. And right now it's time for a lot of so-called black people to take advantage, because due to the pandemic that happened a year ago, and now the U.S. economy is opening back up, there's a lot of open opportunities that a lot of so-called black people are not realizing. Even when it comes to opportunities within the public sector, there's a lot of open opportunities, and people within the public sector and the private sector just offering bonuses for people for just people just to fill in these roles. And I mentioned one when it comes to the tech field, and Mike V further expounded on it, being that he's in the tech field. But of course, the tech field had nothing to do with the pandemic, as why it's so open. It has a lot to do with other things. But in general, we're seeing a time where a lot of opportunities are open, and black males need to take advantage of that instead of sitting there complaining about a piece of ass all the fucking time. Shit, how long will you complain over a piece of ass? I mean, come on, man. But all right, Smooth, You got the mic, and afterwards a Sexy Red. Go ahead.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now, I was going to say that at the end of the day, even the edutainment thing runs its course, right? I think everybody has been entertained enough, and the real reset in this whole case really is, as you mentioned, Wacky, Corona last year. It sat everybody down, had everybody reevaluating this shit, and everything is opening back up. And the opportunities that you're talking about are definitely out there. And this is where I see, opportunity for things to shift back to how it was, Wacky, like when you got into the space where it was strictly about the information, and if you don't have information, you just shut the fuck up and you listen. You understand me? And you learn, if that's what you there for, And I do think that I know that there are a lot of names that I've heard of that are probably never coming back to YouTube again. But for those that are still around and are about, serious information and stuff, like the likes of a Mike V and everything, this is definitely your time to shine, because that's I do believe that separation has to happen, and now is a very good time to really draw the line, to the up until how even panels are ran, and who you let up, because the cheat code is already there. Like, there are people in this space that have given out so many cheat codes. It's like you have a room full of cheat codes. You understand me? So now it's like, now we're really seeing what majority of the audience, and I guess also the content creators, are really about. You understand me? They're about this bitch and talking about this bitch. That's all it's about at the end of the day. So, and because it's like that, we should be happy. So we know who to keep over there. And whilst you build your side up, for the productive brothers, because eventually the eyes are going to come back to y'all who are productive. Because again, we got freaking attorneys in this space, having gossip topics for their videos. And I do think it's partly because, it is the way it is, that people just want to hear and talk about women all the time, so they have to just find a way to fit in. Because if it was the way it was before, damn, like, you really think they would even want to come and put out content the way they put it out right now? No, they wouldn't. So again, bottom line in all this is, this is a good reset, a reset in the sense that, for the progressive ones who are content creators, just keep cranking out your shit, and the attention is going to grow. I do strongly believe that the attention for that authentic, informative content that doesn't necessarily always have to be about, a nigga cracking a joke about pimping, about bitches, or knocking a bitch upside the head and shit. It's not necessary.
Right,
but yeah,
right.
I'll pass the mic.
Right. And before I give the mic to Sexy Red, let me say something for a minute. Blaze of Stampede in the comment section, he says the BETosphere. Yeah, but to respond to what you just said, Smooth, which is, you made some good words, but the thing is, with people like myself and Soul Black and Mike V, I think what matters to us is that so-called black males as a collective out in the real world do better. My payback is not so much the attention or the potential attention that I'll get in the future, because I've already been there when I've had videos going so viral. You know, I've already been there, but what really matters to me is not more so the attention, it's more so-called black males thinking and doing better. That's what matters to me, you know. So I see. Okay, Aegon had to drop, and Pastor $40 had to drop. So, but thank y'all for coming on the panel, Aegon and Pastor $40. But I'll pass the mic to the Sexy Red.
Hello again. So yeah, I'm gonna drop off after this. But now is the time, you know, strike while the iron is hot. You can make something of yourself out here, whether you're male or female. Doesn't matter. If you want to do something, do it. The only person that's stopping you is you. Fill out that application. Get it. I mean, there's nobody stopping you, really. You can't blame it on anybody but yourself.
Sexy Red, aren't you gonna give an example of yourself? Did you say you just recently started a venture on your own?
I am a licensed nail technician. I'm a licensed esthetician. I just received my bachelor's in product development and retail management and fashion. My GPA was 3.76, and I just got my yoga certification. So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, you gotta, you know, whatever you want, you can do it. I'm an Army veteran. So
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you took advantage of that GI Bill, huh?
Absolutely. You see, I exhausted it, okay?
Hey.
I'm gonna try to squeeze in a CDL if I can.
Hey, you deserve it. Shoot, you a veteran. Shoot, you deserve it.
Oh, right. But you have to be a go-getter, ambitious. You can't wait on nobody else. Ain't nobody else gonna give you the lifestyle that you want but you. You know what I mean? I don't respect women who get with men and have children just in order to get payment, basically a check baby. I just don't respect that at all, because there's so many other ways that you could get ahead with your own work ethic. So with that said, I'm gonna get off. That sounded really good.
Most definitely. Thank you for coming on, and congratulations acquiring that degree. Congratulations.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go down my whole resume, but
oh, no problem. It's no problem. That's a good thing. Hey, that's a good thing. Yeah, you do that. All right.
Yeah, be ambitious. Go get it. That's all you can do. Just don't wait on nobody, because if you wait on anybody, you're gonna miss what you want. So sometimes you gotta let people go. I mean, it's a part of the game.
Try to tell this to the people in the mass here. They ain't trying to let the bitch go.
They're not.
Sometimes you have to let people go. If they come back, they come back. But if not, shit. But sometimes people do you so dirty, you don't even want to deal with them no more. And that's when you really need to stop. And I don't understand how you get so wound up to where you want to physically hurt somebody. I can understand, verbal abuse from women towards men, physical abuse from women towards men, all that bullshit. That shit adds up, you know what I mean? And then just one day a dude gonna snap. You can't just keep pushing and don't expect nothing back. So I'm just tired of seeing this in the space, hearing about it. It's sad, but these things happen and we can't ignore it.
That's true. These things do happen, and and yeah, and like you said, you gave one great solution. I stated that early in this live when I said that in order for us as people to reduce stress, I was speaking about so-called black males, how to put themselves in a position where they can reduce their stress, but all people can actually take that, can actually, utilize that as a solution, which is, I'm saying something very obvious, is we have to sometimes separate ourselves from certain people that causes stress in our lives, because stress is a killer.
It is.
And according to certain studies that I've read, stress can actually develop tumors inside of the body.
Mm-hmm.
So that's dangerous. So, yeah. So, and as far as what Sexy Red was talking about in regards to abuse and what have you, and yeah, that and people in the manosphere just being very verbally abusive at times, yeah, that has to go. That has to go. But then again, you have a lot of people that will promote this and purposely instigate, people arguing because it creates a high number of viewership, and they think that they could benefit monetarily from that, which is sad.
That is
People
sad.
ain't trying to solve problems.
I tried
Yeah.
to strike up a stream yesterday about something modern black men and then modern black women, and I just like a minute into it, and I was just like, I don't want to talk about this. It doesn't add any substance, so I just ended it after like a minute, and then I deleted it. I want to do something different. I don't want to do the same old thing. Nothing of substance, just adding to the pot of bullshit. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss.
Oh no, you good. What were you saying? Smooth. But and
No,
by the way, that's you're telling the truth. Sexy Red. What you're saying is true. But go ahead, Smooth. Okay.
No, I was I think I lost it. Something I said something about problem or it don't even matter. Not too.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm so sorry.
No, that's cool. It's cool. It'll come back if it has to.
All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like Pastor $40 said, yeah, stress causes gastric bleeding, also known as ulcers, and it also cause insomnia.
Yeah, we could go simpler than that. Cortisol. It produces cortisol in your system.
Yeah, stress.
Which can, which will make you add weight and what I'm saying, deteriorate your health.
Yeah. And stress will have your hair falling off and everything like that, man. But internally, it does even worse to your body internally. What were you saying, Sexy Red? So
there's good stress and bad stress too. So you can overwhelm yourself with so many goals, but you think it's good, but it's not. It's overwhelming you. You have to recognize those signs too, so you don't overwhelm yourself. Because if you're overwhelming yourself, you can't give the best that you got.
Exactly.
So what's the good stress?
Good stress, like go like just like with me, it was like school. Then I was like, I didn't take a break between school. After I graduated, I just went straight to yoga certification. I should have waited like a month or two, and I felt stressed out about it. And the timing was like it was Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 10:30, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, 9 to 10:30. So it just ate, and then I was still working. So that's good. Even though these are great goals, it was still adding stress to me where I felt overwhelmed. So.
But then that's not necessarily good then, right?
Yeah,
right.
I can't.
A good stress can turn into bad stress for sure.
I mean, I can't, Coach, I can't. I mean, I don't know about good stress, but I know that in life, there's no such thing as stress being 100% avoidable.
Right.
The most we can do is reduce our level of stress. And there's sometimes where we are going to face stressful situations because we have to, but it all goes down to how we're going to handle it. But in life, we have to do things to reduce our level of stress. Understand, like, for example, when it comes to people working and going to school, we're going to face a level of stress when it comes to that. And that's unavoidable. So I don't know. With me, I would not say good stress or bad stress. I'd say unavoidable stress, but at the same time, there is avoidable stress too.
I understand your perspective for sure.
Yeah. That's my perspective. And I had this. I wanted to say something to Pastor $40, but he left. But he's still in the chat. But because he stated that, he's considering to take a month off of making content on YouTube and concentrate more on his personal life. And I was going to say, do that.
Mm-hmm.
Look, let me say this space don't have any legs. It ain't going nowhere. Do that. Yeah. And it's also good to take time off just from things in general, because when you take time off, of course, your personal life is more important. You have to do what you have to do in your personal life, but focusing, taking time off for this spot and focusing on your personal life, it gives you time to reflect and think and also experience certain endeavors that you could bring new ideas to this space when you come back and start making content. And I think that's where actually Pastor $40 was actually talking about that. So Pastor $40, yeah, do that, man. You can take a month off, 2 months off. This space ain't going nowhere. But
thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yo, Wacky, you just reminded me of what I was going to say.
Sexy Red, you're welcome and thank you for coming on here. So, what's up, Smooth?
Yeah, I was going to say what I forgot, what the train of thought that I lost. What I was going to say was people, you know, the space moved from wanting to solve a problem to just wanting to be a YouTuber. You understand me? And I think that's what's first and foremost in most people's minds now. The fact that they're more interested in being a YouTuber. So a person that has a show on the YouTube platform and that brings in so many people a night, which translates to so many YouTube dollars. You understand me? They talk about the channels and the channel and the channel and what they talk about and they channel this and channel that. It's always channel. You understand me? It's not really the information anymore. It's what's hot right now and what can get my channel popping and how my YouTube and super chat can be popping. My YouTube super chat and my what's the other one? The Cash App super chat. You understand me? That's what it's mostly about. So if that becomes the focus, you can't be surprised that we see what we see. But we talk about the same things. You know, we do have solutions. We don't focus too much on those. We mention them every now and again, but we talk about the problem. We talk about the problem because we want to get views, you know? So, and that's fucked up. But the good thing is that it's hit a wall now because people don't know what to talk about anymore. You understand me? So you sit and reevaluate at that point, you know?
Correct. Those are some good words. And you know what?
Mhm.
And it's funny because what you said, I've stated this in past videos where a lot of people are more focused on becoming entertainers in this specific space than actually solving the issues of black males. And even in the prior video, I mentioned how a lot of people in the 2.0 sector, you know, they what they did, they emulated Tommy Sotomayor's model when it comes to being a content creator. Because what Tommy Sotomayor, what he did is that he took the talking points from the 1.0 space and utilized that for his benefit, so he can become an entertainer and cash out on just speaking about black females all the time. And the people from this 2.0 space, they just model themselves after him. So I remember a while back when Tommy Sotomayor, when he was sitting there critiquing the current black manosphere, and he stated that a lot of you people in the black manosphere stole my style. He was right. So when you see, like you said, Smooth, when you see people are more focused on being a YouTuber than to solve a problem, they took that from their father, Tommy Sotomayor, in which really Tommy Sotomayor took his style from Sergeant Willie Pete. You know, yeah. But as far as the model of being an entertainer and utilizing issues of black men, pretending to care about them, but just utilizing that as a way for them to capitalize off of, that came from Tommy Sotomayor, and the 2.0 space just copy over Tommy Sotomayor. So, like I said, Tommy Sotomayor is their daddy. You know, yeah. But
yeah. You know, Wacky, based on what you just said, it makes none of these people different than Umar Johnson.
Exactly. Well, it does kind of make them different. It does kind of make a difference because you know why? Because these niggas ain't trying to build a school for the past how many years?
But that's the thing. That's the hustle though. Because remember, he came into the game trying to save black boys. It's all about the young black men who are being treated badly, unfairly in the prison industrial system, and our black boys, right? But he used all of that to get money, to fuck conscious strippers, to beef with niggas on online, to not wanting to work with anybody who would actually be able to help him build the very school that he's saying. I mean, come on. He was
Right.
more focused on being a celeb, on being known, King Kong consciousness. You understand me? He was more focused on being that celebrity. Just like these niggas are focused on being that celebrity under the guise of, oh, we want to help black men. Same shit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Same shit.
Same shit. Just
Tommy
other Umar Johnson.
Sotomayor, Dr. Umar, y'all the same niggas. Then ain't Tommy supposed to do some documentary? That
I
never
think
came?
I think he did the documentary. We talking about
would?
Fatherless America.
Fatherless America, yeah.
He finally did it 2 years ago after he got so much pressure from his audience, because a lot of people questioned him on it. He finally did it. Yeah.
Dude, he's been talking about Fatherless America since 2014, as far as I remember.
Yeah, 2013, 2014. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know. Yeah,
So I guess he at least did something, right?
Yeah, he finally did it. He finally did it. You know. And I personally, in my opinion, I don't even think it was his agenda to do it. It's because a lot more and more people started pressuring him to do it, and he finally did it.
Yep.
That's yeah. But okay, but I want to give a shout out to Wadner. Wadner's talking about how he's stressed out now, but he's trying to manage it. He's trying to manage his stress. But yeah, Wadner, keep your head up, man, and stay positive. You know, don't let that stress kill you. So you keep your head up, and whatever stress you're going through, maybe it's around some toxic people that you're around. Maybe I don't really know the full scope of it, but if it's that, you have to distance yourself away from it. And not only that, a lot of times too, Wadner, is that you have to keep a very optimistic mindset. Even amongst, if you're going through some sort of struggle, you have to keep an optimistic mindset. Yeah. I don't know exactly what you're going through. I mean, we all go through stress, but keep your head up, man. Don't let it kill you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like these Master 2.0 cats and you know, and trying to trauma bond and stick to that. Nah, man, keep your head up, bro. Keep your head up.
Yeah, man. Keep your head up, Wadner.
Yeah. I hope you get through it, man. You were a smart and strong brother, man. You know what I'm saying? So hope you get through it. Yeah. And trust me, and Wadner, trust me, when it comes to stressful situations, it's temporary. It's temporary. What you gotta do is pray about it. You know, put your trust in the Most High and pray about it, and pray on how to get yourself out of that situation. Because stressful situations are temporary. That's one thing I know out of life. When it comes to stressful situations or bad situations that we're going through, those situations are only temporary. It all comes down to what are you going to do to solve it? Yeah. And what's your mindset? And don't let it destroy you.
And what you learn from it.
Exactly. What you learn from it also. Exactly. So keep your head up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know, all of us, we got to lend our support and help each other, especially brothers like, you know, Wadner, man. Wadner's a good brother. Wadner's a good brother, man.
Yeah.
You know, supporting me since Lord knows how, you know, for more than a year now, ever since I came back on the tube. But yeah, I'm about to leave and end this stream. So I know the King of Lions Z45, he was quiet for a minute, bro. He was quiet for a minute. So is there anything you would like to say, the King of Lions?
He might not even be there.
Oh, he's not there? Okay. What's up, Sir Anthony? I see Sir Anthony in the chat. What's going on? Okay, the King of Lions Z45. Okay, he might not be there. I don't know, but all right. So Smooth, are there any final words you'd like to say? Some final thoughts before I leave?
Yeah, man. Just thanks for having me up, and just wanted to say that, hey, you know, Wacky, if you want to think about, you know, doing something new to the channel or in terms of content and shit, man, you know, now is the time to really capitalize on, you know, getting some serious topics, shifting the focus of the audience. You understand me? and those that follow will be the ones that you're really trying to reach anyway, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because like people, 2.0 is running out of gas, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Most
They really are.
definitely.
They really are. And as long as they're real topics that need to be discussed, you know what I'm saying? In this world, like, you will always have enough to talk about because there's new things that unfold every day that people should really be more focused on. But instead, people want to be focused on a constant loop of the same shit. I mean, how stupid is that? You know. So, anyway, thanks so much for having me up, man. You have a great night, bro.
All right, you too, and thank you for coming. Come back anytime, Smooth.
All right,
All right, peace. All right. So, Sir Yahoo in the chat, he said he's out. So, Sir Yahoo, have a great night. Shalom. So, one more time, I'm gonna call the King of Lions Z45. Are you there? Earth 2 King of Lions Z45. Are you there? Unmute yourself, the King of Lions, if you could hear me. All right. Well, okay. Well, I don't know. All right. So yeah. So shout outs to all the people that was on my that was watching. Shout outs to all the people that's watching me on the playback. Shout outs to all the people that came on the panel. You know, the King of Lions Z45, Smooth, Sexy Red 38, Big J Triple X, Brownsbird, Pastor $40. Who else I miss? Mike V, Aegon. Who else I missed? I think those were the people that came on my panel, right? And shout out to all the people who hopped on the chat. You know, shout out to Jessica X, Aegon Reeds. You know, Aegon once again, Blaze Sam P. Shout outs to you. Shout outs to Jersey Hammer. Shout outs to Juan G's. Shout outs to Shaka Nulu, Stoic One. Shout outs to Eisen Sama, Wagner, Sir Yahoo once again. Perfect Timing Podcast. Shout outs to you. Oh, shout outs to Sir Anthony. And peace out.